Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Okweme here. If you're new here, hi. If you're a returning subscriber, hi as well. Thank you so much for stopping by. So in today's video, I did a chit chat get ready with me, and this is the look that I created, which I think is so beautiful. I look so different, guys. I've been going to makeup school, okay, and I think my makeup game has definitely improved. I love this look so much. Anywho, so in today's video, I basically talked about how my 2022 was. So I kind of like reviewed the year, talked about my lessons, and talked about things that I'm taking forward into 2023. So I hope that you do enjoy watching today's video. And also, guys, I would like to please share how you can support my channel this year. This year I have a goal to hit 1,000 subscribers and to be monetized by hitting 4,000 watch hours, which is a lot to be honest. But what you can do for me is to share my channel with family and friends, okay, and also try to watch all my videos to the end. That would really do a lot for me in terms of my watch time hours, because we want it to improve, okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And guys, I love this look a lot. In this video I talked about all the products that I used, and I hope that you guys enjoy watching. So let's go right into the video. So I have my makeup bag over here, and that's basically what I need to begin. I think I should pack this hair, so I'm just going to pack this this hair Yoruba accent. Let me get it out of the way. Right, so that's much better. So I'm just going to quickly pop in my beauty blender into water, and then start off this video. So here's my beauty blender. I use the one by Rubelite Cosmetics. It's like really soft. And one thing that I've learned about makeup is if your beauty blender is really soft, it makes application of your foundation very easy, like very easy, and it just lets like your foundation just sink into your skin, which is just like what you actually want. So it's really good to have like a really soft beauty blender. So makeup tip 101. My beauty blender is in water. I'm just going to bring out my foundation and show you guys, and just start off by talking about 2022. So guys, I also want to hear from you guys. How was 2022 from you guys? I don't just want you guys to watch and go. Please also let me know how the year was for you, and like what do you expectant for this new year. So for me, I would say 2022 was a lot. So I started the year very enthusiastic, like very ready for the year. very hopeful for the year. Just quickly going to go in with my Kiss Beauty what's it called now, setting spray. All right, so that is done. So 2022, like I said, I started the year like really hopeful, just like really excited, really hopeful for the year and everything. And the first couple of months, I would say first quarter of 2022 was really good for me. I was like on my toes, because I ended 2021 attending like a vision, I don't remember what exactly it's called, but I don't know if you guys know to my sisters, Renee and Courtney. So they did like this visioning for 2022, and I attended with one of my friends. So like I had my goals set out for the year. Like my friend was like my accountability partner, and we just like went through these things together, like made plans for the year and all of that. So obviously I started the year like very pumped and very enthusiastic for the year and very hopeful. And like I said, first quarter was like pretty good. I was like being intentional, like being disciplined, doing everything that I needed to do, just doing the right things that I needed to do basically at the beginning of the year. And I would say that from second quarter, I don't know, things just kind of changed. I just became very I don't know, because I had a major exam last year, which by the grace of God I passed. So I guess like when second quarter came, and I guess when it was closer to my exam, I just started to feel maybe I don't know if I'll call it anxious, and I kind of also put my goals behind, because at that point in time my focus was just like my exam. Okay, so I'm going in with my primer now. I'm using number 7. So from first quarter, was like my best quarter of the year, and I feel like maybe everybody can relate, because maybe the enthusiasm of starting a new year was what made first quarter what it was. I don't know. Yeah, but all in all, I'm grateful for the wins of 2022. With my foundation now, so I basically now combine 3 foundations, guys. I combine Revlon Colorstay in 410, L'Oreal True Match in Cacao 10N, and then the Zikel Promatte in 07 bronze. I'm going to quickly combine, just mix that up and show you guys what we have. 2022, like I shared in my last video, I got to spend time with my family. I was in the UK for about 5 months, and I got to spend quality time with family that I don't get to see ever so often, and that was a major highlight for me for the year. And not just family, also my friends some of my friends I haven't seen in a year, in months, and these are like my closest friends. So majority of my closest friends are in the UK, so that was good. I think for me that was one of like the major highlights of 2022, just being able to do that. And yeah, so I wasn't working for those 5 months, in case you're wondering. So I'm just going to go into my lessons of 2022. I feel like while talking about my lessons, I can be able to articulate better certain things about the year and how I learned those lessons and all of that. So I think the first thing that I would share, so I just put my foundation on my hand. Why was I forgetting what this is called? On my hand. I'm just going to mix them in. So I would say that I need to calm down and properly articulate what's in my head so that I'm a bit around the bush. I'm going to take a minute while I'm mixing this, just relax and articulate myself. So guys, I'm back. My first lesson for 2022 would definitely be that we all go through the same things. And please allow me to explain. So when I say we all go through the same things, I don't necessarily mean the exact same things, okay? But there's always somebody who can relate to what you're going through. And you know how, because I'm a Christian, so I'm going to speak from Bible perspective, right? There's a scripture in the Bible that talks about how everything that you go through is common. I'm paraphrasing. I would try to insert, the actual scripture on here. I'm just going to go in with my foundation and continue talking about my first lesson, right? So basically about how, I usually blend in with this side of my beauty. So saying that, you know how the Bible talks about how everything that we go through is common, and it's so true. Because I've realized that many a times, right, what happens when somebody's going through something, one of the biggest issues that the person usually has, or the biggest, sometimes the biggest mindset problem, or the biggest thing that keeps people in what they are going through for as long as they go through that thing, is because they feel like they are the only ones and nobody can relate. I feel like the enemy uses that to keep people in a particular bondage, if that makes sense. Like the enemy just uses that to keep people down, to feel like, oh, it's just you. Nobody can relate. If you tell your friend, she's not going to understand, or he or she's not going to understand what you're going through. So don't just bother speaking to anybody, because nobody is going to get it. You're always going to be in this place by yourself, and it's just all a lie. Because I mean, if I'm going through XYZ, my friend might not be going through that particular thing, but like, it's not just you. Like, they can shall understand. I don't know if you guys get what I'm trying to say. I believe that you guys do. I know that you guys do. But somebody somewhere out there can relate, and it's not just you. And even if it's not the exact same thing that your friend has been through, they may have been through this week, they would have been through something similar enough to be able to provide encouragement when you need it. So rather than feeling like, oh, nobody would understand, nobody will get it, because then again, what happens when somebody is going through something and doesn't speak out is that a lot of things thrive in isolation. So when you are in isolation, when you're sitting down alone with your thoughts and unable to get a different perspective as to what's going on. Let me just finish applying my foundation. I'll be back. Guys, I'm done with my foundation. I think this looks good. I hope it does look good on camera as well. And I'm going to go ahead and do my highlight next. Yeah, so I just had to really learn that this year, that I'm not the only one going through what I'm going through. And I think what that does for your mind is to help you see that, because sometimes when you feel like you're the only one, you, like I said already, you want to isolate, you don't want to talk to anybody, and sometimes as well it makes you feel like that problem is insurmountable. But when you take on that mindset of, I'm not the only one, somebody out there is going through this, somebody out there has conquered this, and it's not you trying to psych yourself out of the situation, it's the actual truth, somebody out there can relate. It really, really does help to be able to open up and share, to be able to look for somebody who has had a similar experience and see, okay, this person went through this, so it means that I can also go through this and come out of it, well. So yeah, that's like my first big lesson of 2022. I'm gonna go in and do my highlights with this Zikel concealer. Let's do the highlights and talk about my next lesson of 2022. So I'm just gonna pop this back in water for a bit. So guys, my second lesson of 2022 will be that resilience / perseverance / fighting / not giving up is a life skill that everybody has to have. And I feel like, you know, we all have like different personality types, different temperaments and whatnot. And sometimes it feels like some people are just born perseverers, like because of the kind of personality type they have. They're just like, no matter what, I'm going. And some other people are more like, I'm just tired, I'm just gonna chill, I'm gonna relax, I'm gonna sit in my comfort zone, I'm not gonna do too much, that kind of thing. But I've learned that irrespective of how you are born, whatever, like you have to persevere, like you have to be resilient, because the way the world is designed, right, is to the way the world is designed, sorry, one sec. The way the world is designed, like there's no option. You have to be ready to fight. You have to be ready to fight. You have to be ready to try over and over again. And it's not always easy because you just want to sit down and live soft life, right? And I've been seeing a lot of it on social media that I don't want to be signed up to God's soldiers of 2022. And definitely put on too much concealer, guys. Blending is stressing me already. But yeah, I was saying that the honest truth is resilience is a life skill. If you're going to make it through life, like you have to be resilient. And I know it's not the easiest thing because, like I've said, nobody wants to keep on facing challenges back to back, or nobody wants to keep on feeling like, you know, something is just happening here and there and here and there. But the reality is, if you talk to people who have done like great things, they've had to go through one thing or the other to get to where they are. They've had to fight, they've had to persevere. Like I said in my last video as well, I feel like every year would always come with its own challenges. Sometimes they might not be as tough as other times, but challenges will always come. Like they will always come. And I feel like it's up to us as a people, it's up to you as an individual to, you know, decide how you're going to deal with these challenges when they come, to, you know, decide that you're not going to let these challenges take you out, but to keep pushing regardless of, you know, what happens, basically. So resilience is a life skill, guys. It is a life skill. And I just pray that God would help us, because it's not easy. Like, nobody wants to go through challenges. Like, I feel like 2022, that was one of the things that really hit me hard, when I had to go through certain things. And I'm just like, why? And sometimes it's not even tough things. It's just as little as, oh, there's no light. Or, oh, like, I don't know. It could just be little things. And it would just get me very frustrated and very tired. Because I'm just like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to go through this. I had to learn. I have to stay resilient through whatever it is that is happening. Yeah, so resilience is a life skill. I'm just gonna finish highlighting and then come back, guys. So I'm done highlighting. Before I put like powder and whatnot. This is my nose highlights. Is definitely fucked up than what it should be, but okay, I'm gonna adjust it. So yeah, guys, so I've shared 2 lessons so far. I'm just going to go on to the third one, and the third one is about giving and God's provision. So like I shared with you guys, I was in the UK for 5 months last year. So for the major part of last year, I didn't work. And mind you, I don't really have savings because, well, after house job, I did NYSC, and NYSC didn't pay me so much money, like didn't pay me so much money at all. Maybe one day I'll be able to share with you guys how bad NYSC salary was. But yeah, so obviously because I wasn't earning as much in house job in NYSC, I had to also live on some of my house job savings during NYSC. So I didn't make, so last year was supposed to be the year when NYSC is over and I start to work and like make so much money, but that wasn't the case because I had to travel and I was away for a while. And guys, all I can say is God is a provider. I think that's the best way that I can summarize, you know, my experience of last year. As it's just that God God is a provider, because I saw God provide my needs. Like, I bought things. This is the powder palette I use now. It's the Vee Beauty 8-in-1. My point is not to give God so that he can so that you can collect back, right? But it's just in, because God is a God of principles, you know, and you know how the Bible says that give and it will come back to you, good measure, press down, shake it together and running over. It's real. How the Bible says whatever you sow you would reap. It's real. And I know that when it comes to the topic of finances, people get very guarded and don't want to hear it, because it's just like some of the experiences they've had haven't been really pleasant. But I just want to encourage you this year to please give to God and to give to people. That's another one that I've been learning. I started to learn a lot more towards the end of 2022. A good number of us are where we are, or our parents are where they are, or our families are where they are because somebody somewhere decided to make an impact in somebody else's life. So if you read stories of people who have made it in life, you will see in one way or the other that God raised a man, raised a person to be a helper for somebody, and that's how they've been able to do what they've been able to do, or become what they've been able to become. And there's just a need to not just give in terms of, oh, a church is building, let's give to church. Also give to individuals, like people, because people are doing things that they have no business doing, or they should not be doing, because they are trying to earn a living, because they are trying to meet ends meet. So hear stories of people who are prostituting, or people are doing drugs because they don't have an alternative. And I know that sometimes it's not black and white. That's not the case with some people. It's just the rot has eaten deep in the cases of some people. But my point is just that, you know, I just had to learn that it's so important to, because we see a lot of NGOs and sometimes it just sounds like the same thing. No, they're raising money to give to kids and whatnot. But because these kids need it, because you can literally change the course of somebody's life by donating 5K and saying take 5,000 and buy what you need. Like, God can use that 5K seed to literally change a person's life around. In 2023, I really want to do more in terms of giving, and that's one of the things I learned from last year. And I'm just trying to encourage somebody out there as well to give to somebody, give to God, make an impact in the life of somebody. Don't just think about yourself and the things that you need and the things that you want to get for yourself, but please give. Yeah, it's biblical. And it's not even, one thing I realized is that when even people that are non-believers, non-Christians, apply certain principles that are found in the Bible, what's the word? They see results, because those principles actually work. Those principles actually work. So apart from, besides what you would receive when you give, please just give also because it can better somebody's life. It can make somebody make a better decision. It can make somebody choose to do better, you know. It can make somebody say, oh, rather than making a wrong decision, I would do the right thing. So I'm already going into what I intend to do going forward in 2023, God helping me. Also this 2022, right, I saw the ripple effect of certain seeds that my parents had sown, if I put it that way. I saw the ripple effect of seeds that they had sown, and so I realized that when we do certain things, it's not just about us, it transcends us, it goes beyond us. It's also our future kids, it's also our future generation, it's also the legacy that we're leaving behind. So whatever it is that you do today, it's not just about you, it's not just for you, it could also be for your future generation, your future kids. You know, who knows whether it's the seeds that you sow today that would in turn be what would be a blessing to your future children. Do you get? So just sow seeds that you know would outlive you. I also need to get new sets of brushes, but honestly, I don't have the money for that yet. Do you guys know quality brushes? I was saying like, when I wanted to get 20-something K, I'm like, oh, we'll come back to buy you. This is not the time, you know. So I'm going in with my powder contour now. Okay, so let me contour my nose. So I'm just going to go from the edge of my what's it called, my eyebrow. I actually haven't done my brows. I just remembered that I haven't done my brows. Lol. So let me do my brows. I'll do one on camera and I will do the other off camera while talking about my lessons. So I'm just quickly sharpen my pencil and then I'll be back. So while doing my brows, I'm just going to be going into another lesson of 2022, sorry. So I would say, I think this is going to be my last lesson for the 2023, and it's just going to be the one thing that I had to learn was about humility and about learning that I don't know how to even articulate. See my spoolie, guys, please don't laugh at me. I can't find my actual spoolie, so I just used this one. So I was saying that one thing that I actually so I had to learn in 2023 about humility. Or okay, let me not say about humility, but more about learning that where I am, how far I have come, who I am, everything that I have is by the grace of God. And I feel like sometimes, I mean, because again, I'm a Christian, so I'm talking as one who, I mean, is a Christian, right? So I feel like sometimes it's very easy to take credit for how far you have come. You know, it's very easy to say, oh, I work really, really hard. You know, that's why I have what I have. You know, I've worked very hard for this. But just if you take a minute and just think about him, I feel like there are certain things in your life that could not have come by working hard. If you think like Toba, you know how Yoruba say that any Toba monuro amokweda, you know, like if you can think deep, because there are certain parts of your life that you had no business with. Like you couldn't have chosen what family you came from, or what family you were born into. I'm just going in with brow gel just to get my brows into a particular, just to make them all sleep together. I don't know, I'm looking for the English, I can't find it. But I'm going in with brow gel, and let me show you guys which brow gel I'm using. From Orekx Cosmetics. It's the transparent one. There's also a brown one which I also plan to get. So I was saying that if you think about your life and think about how far you've come and where you've come from and where you are at right now, you realize that there were some parts of your life that you couldn't have made a decision for, e.g. the family you were born into. And okay, so maybe you're even somebody who doesn't like the family that you were born into, or you don't like your personality type, or they're just like parts of your life that you wish were different. But I can bet that if you look around, there'll be that one thing or two or even more that you can look at and say, no, I'm thankful for. Because like there's really no part of yourself that you could have done by yourself, if you get what I mean. And so it's all a testament. My pencil is refusing to sharpen. Like, so I was saying that if you just look around, look at your life, you realize that there are certain things that could only have happened by the grace of God, by the mercies of God, by the hands of God. Like, if you look, you would see that it's the finger of God in your life. It's the finger of God that is at work in your life, that has brought you thus far. These brows are not my best because they are not defined. I need to carve my eyebrows really. Yeah, I need to carve my eyebrows, and this pencil is just it's just not it. Okay, this pencil is refusing to sharpen as well. Seems like I'm going to have just one brows for this video. So guys, I find another sharpener and thankfully I've been able to sharpen it. So let me just do my brows and then I'll be back. So guys, I'm done with my eyebrows. Don't really like them, but just gonna leave them. I think I'm done sharing my lessons of the year. Those are the things that I've really learned this year. I'm just gonna apply my powder now before I go in with my eyes. I'm not doing eyeshadow because I cannot be bothered to do eyeshadow. So I'm just going to do my powder, then do eyeliner, mascara, put on lashes, and maybe I'll just do, I'm a gloss babe, so I almost always do gloss. But let's see if I will do something different with my lips. But let me just do my powder and then we'll do the others. So just quickly go through the things that I intend to take into 2023. Just after I do my powder, I'll be back, guys. So I'm back and I decided to do the rest of my makeup look off camera. So I'm just going to quickly share with you guys the rest of the things that I use for this makeup look so that you guys know in case you want to do something like this, okay? And my hands are like a mess, but yeah, that's part of the job. So yeah, let me quickly do that and then round up this video so it doesn't get too long, because I know it's already long. I just know, even though I'm not yet editing, but I already know that I already spoken too much in this video and I'm still speaking too much. I need to stop talking now and just, you know what, show you guys. I'm going in with everything that you guys saw. This is the powder that I used, the Vee Beauty palette that I already showed you guys earlier. And then for my lashes, let me show you guys what I used. I used this one. The number is LD11 and I got this from Orekx Cosmetics. It's a cosmetics store in Ibadan. Then for my lips, I used this lip palette by Posh and Sassy, and I will show you guys the colors that I used. So I used this brown color and then I used these two nude colors. And that was after lining my lips with a brown liner, and then I went over my lips with lip gloss. So I first used this one. This is like a nude color, and then I used this clear one, and they are both from Primark. I also used blush and a bit of bronzer and highlighter on like my cheeks, my chin, some part of my nose, if you guys can see. So this is the same palette I showed you guys earlier. It's the sleek palette. So this is what it looks like. I used like a combination of both. This is highlighter, this is the bronzer. And then for the blush, this palette doesn't have a name. It's just a palette I've always had since like I was, for a very long time basically. So I basically just always combine these two shades of blush and it works well for me. And for my eyeliner, this is what I use. I got it also from Orekx Cosmetics in Ibadan. It's beauty model, but I really like it. Yeah, I think that's everything that I used off camera that I didn't show you guys. So I'm just going to quickly round off and talk about 2023. And I'm definitely taking the lessons that I learned from 2022 into this new year. I intend to be very resilient. I intend to grow through everything that I go through. I intend to just see it as part of life. Like, life would always come with its challenges, and it's the way I react that's going to determine how well I turn out, if that makes any sense. So as tough as it might be, like when I was filming this video, they took the light, and it's very easy to just say, oh, let me just stop filming anyways, or oh, I didn't like how the makeup was looking, so let me just stop it anyways. But it's in deciding that I'm going to push through whatever it is that happens, and yeah, just basically push through, you know, I keep going. And that's what I intend to do this year. I also intend to be to take accountability very seriously, to take accountability very seriously, to be really accountable. If I need help, reach out for help, and not just, you know, sit in a bubble and feel like, oh yeah, you know, just reach out for help basically. And I intend by God's grace as well to pray a lot and take my work with God very seriously, to be intentional with, you know, I've also been having a lot of thoughts this year of what does it mean to be a Christian? What is Christianity about? Am I living as a true Christian? Do I really understand what this entails? You know, am I living for my glory, for my will, or for the will of God? Am I intentional about, you know, the things of God? You know, just been thinking about things like that a lot as well. And I think as the year goes by, I'll be able to just talk more about the year, update you guys about the year. But I'm pretty excited. I wasn't really excited for the year at the end of last year. But I feel like the excitement is coming back. And also I'm grateful for social media, because just seeing everybody being like, I'm doing vision boarding, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, helped me kind of renew my hope for the year. And I'm also pacing myself. I'm not trying to do everything at the same time. I'm trying to ease into the year as gently as possible, trying to review last year and say, okay, what do I need to heal from last year? What do I need to deal with that I went through last year that is still not very pleasant and I'm not very happy about. So I'm trying to be intentional about those kind of things as well going forward. So yeah, that's it for me. Please share with me what's your plan for this year. How was last year for you? What were your lessons? What stood out for you from this video? And I do hope that you watched to the end, because like I told you guys at the beginning that I need you guys to please help me get monetized this year. So that's it for me. I'm going to be signing out now. This video has taken a long time. It's been almost 2 hours of working on this video. So yeah, see you guys in my next one next week. Bye.